Thank you, Dan, for the introduction. European Commission, dear colleagues from the industry, it's a great honor for me as the president of CECIMO, the European Association for Machine Tools and Related Technologies, to welcome you all to this CECIMO EU Industrial Day stakeholder session here. The machine tool industries are a key enabling sector, and they are the starting point of almost every manufacturing activity, mainly in metal forming and metal cutting. Machine tools have a wide range of the applications in all the major industries of an economy, such as automotive, aerospace, energy generation, mechanical construction, robotics, additive manufacturing, medical engineering, and more. So we, as CECIMO, we call the machine tool, therefore, the mother of all production, or where manufacturing begins. And we are proud of that we are one of the remaining European branches where we are really can say that we are a world market leader with more than 1/3 of the world's machine tool production that is made here in Europe.
So how can we prepare for the future skill needs? Firstly, we need to better anticipate skill needs. 40% of employers report that they cannot find people with the right skills to fill their vacancies. Secondly, we need to use the skills intelligence to help develop talents and skills that are in high demand. Sector and job-specific skills remain crucial. For the manufacturing sector, the centrality of data and information in the production process is at the heart of the transformation process. But sector-specific skills are not enough. People increasingly need digital and green skills, as well as the so-called 21st century skills, such as creative and critical thinking and complex problem solving. And finally, to tackle the skills challenge, we need to work together in partnerships. Social dialogue plays a vital role in preparing the manufacturing sector for the future. A good example is the German Industry 4.0 debate, which has brought together all key partners with a say in the future of industry. And over 400 members of the European Digital Skills and Jobs Coalition, including CECIMO, have pledged to take actions to tackle the digital skills gap. I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank CECIMO for its commitment to this coalition.
The most important skill, at least according to the survey that we conducted, proves to be adaptability or flexibility, which actually makes a lot of sense since things are changing so quickly that it does not any longer matter so much what you know, but if you are able to learn and make sure that you know things that keep appearing and also create other things. So it's this ability to constantly adapt to changing circumstances.
I think one very big mistake that you hear every single day in the media, that you hear every single day on conferences, is that many people think that digitization is a trend that is happening maybe in a few years. We're right in there. You know, digitization has been taking place for the last 25 years. There are very real companies, including our own, that make a lot of revenue, reach a lot of users with these kinds of tools. And it's a mistake to think that if I'm a company that works in a more traditional space, like manufacturing, that digitization may not have an impact on me. It already has an impact, and companies need to reinvent themselves every few years. We've been
during the last year, communication between educational bodies and companies and associations improved. There is still, we have to face two main problems. The first one is quantitative. We don't have still enough young people enrolling at the technical schools. There is still a negative perception between students and their parents towards the manufacturing industry. And the second one is qualitative. I mean, the new skills that are required by the companies are still not there. If you come to visit our company, you will see engineers and people that in the past were just staying in the office. Now they are close to machines, you know, because they have to, there is an interaction between the entire process of productive process and this kind of skills. That is very fascinating. I mean, probably it's much better to stay in a company and watching a robot moving or a screw press that is working than staying in front of a screen. So I think that manufacturing will be very attractive for the future, for those students that will have to make a choice.
Another approach is to have a specific contact with universities to make sure we go in the same directions in preparing the futures with the students, also for us to better understand the new generations and better adapt our working environment or learning environment that you mentioned for these people, these new people coming to us. So we know that we will have 15,000 people engaged in the company in the next 10 years. We know that in the next 10 years, it will be the new generations working, deciding, so we have to prepare them.
The target is to reduce their costs, is to improve productivity, 5 to 7% every year. So how they do it is differently. Now you can cut costs, you can buy cheaper equipment, use less labour, but that's an ever-decreasing circle of reward. You need to then think outside of the box and start becoming innovative and actually thinking outside and doing different things. So the 50% of the success of that factory is the technology applied, and 50% is the innovation brought in by the workforce to maintain their jobs in that factory and keep that factory rolling and keep it effective and productive to make sure it stays there in that country, in that town, giving jobs to the people who work there.